Hello everyone and welcome to Karen's Creations Craft Room. Today I'm going to show you how I created this man's birthday card. Okay, so I stamped, I cut out this shape with my Cricut and then I stamped it with some Versamark black ink, and that's what it looks like. So I'm going to show you how to color that, okay? So what you're going to do, you need your pencil crayons. And what you're going to do is color in the base of the tractor with the red. Here, I'll put this into the camera. Okay. So I just put a piece of different colored paper down so you could see what I'm doing. Don't use your base card, okay? Just, if you can use the instruction sheet that I gave you, or a separate piece of copy paper. It's just so that when you're coloring you don't get the bumps and lumps off of the bottom of your table. Okay, so we're going to color this in. It's going to take a little bit. So I kind of like to go in some circles. You don't have to make it too solid. It's supposed to look rustic. So I'm going to put a little bit of red in places, and then I'm going to go over it with a little bit of brown to make it look like rust. And then the tires, I'm going to go over them with the black, like this part of the tire. So I have like not a bright red, but like a burgundy color. Okay, so I'm going to go over a little bit with a light brown. So I'm going to go light brown on this inside of the tractor a little bit, and on the top of the tractor part. It just gives it like an old rusty look. I'm going to color the seat and a few of these lines here. Okay, I'm going to take the black. That's dark brown. This is my black. So I'm going to take the black and go in the tires. This one I put more brown on, but so I don't want it too black. I just want it to look gray because the tires are worn. I'm going to put a little bit of silver here. And I'm going to go over this brown here with a little bit of black. It is supposed to be in the shadow areas. That's supposed to be green. Okay. Over this tire. And you can take more time. I'm just coloring it in pretty quickly so that you can see how it comes together. Okay, so I have a little bit of black here, a little bit of black here on the edge. This tire, I'm going to put a little bit of brown on the tire So it looks like there's mud on it. It's a well-used tractor. Okay, so now we're going to do the grass. Okay, so I'm going to make sure your pencil crayons or your markers are sharp. So if you're using a marker, you're going to need a really light color. And I'm just going to take this edge and putting it on the side. And I'm going to fill in that bottom part. Okay, just above that first tire there and all around the edge. Okay, that just gives you your base. And then I'm going to do the same thing with the top, the sky, a little bit of blue. It just gives it a little bit of color instead of white. So just make sure your pencil crayon is sharp and you can go over that edge. Ooh, that's a little bright, but you can see it, so you can see it, okay? It's just a little bit of sky there. Okay, not too much, just a little. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is gonna take the same color of green and I'm going to make some grass. So you're just going to start wherever you want and draw some lines. Okay, and don't make them the same way all the time, just a little bit. And then when you get to this bottom here, do shorter lines. So I'm going up from the bottom up and lift. Push down and then left. Push down, left. Push down, left. Push down, left. So each one's going to be different. Just do it until you think you have enough grass, and you can go the other way if you want. Okay, so that's my grass. Okay, we're gonna set that aside with our mat. Okay, so you can see I got a little bit of color on your scrap piece of paper. Don't worry about that. Okay, so the next one we're going to do is, this is an embossed piece of cardstock. So you're going to take your black pencil crayon and make sure it has like a sharp edge. Like I said before, you want quite a bit of the pigment to show. Okay, so you have to choose which side you want. And I choose the side that has more raised edges. So you're just gonna rub your pencil crayon over those raised edges. This is gonna take a few minutes to go all over. So this particular piece of cardstock has quite a few raised edges in the middle, on top, because it is a three-dimensional embossing folder. So it goes both ways, up and down. As you can see from the back, it is fairly thick there. And just make sure you get just run your pencil crayon all over it. I just did black, but we could put a little bit of brown on it too. Let's see how that looks. Might make it look more weathered. Let's see, the light brown. Oh, that's nice. A little, like it looks like it has a little bit of rust. Okay, don't want to go too heavy. I just want a little bit of black in this corner. Okay. So just make sure your edges have the black all the way around them, because we're just going to put it down on some black cardstock. Okay, so what we're going to do is glue it down to this black cardstock that's in your kit. So you can take your tape runner or your glue bottle, and it's going to take you're going to have to hold it down for a minute because of all the bumpy edges. Make sure you put enough glue on there to hold it, okay? So I'm going to put a little bit more glue in the middle. So I put quite a bit on there, you can see. I'm just going to flip it over and make sure it's centered in the black. And I'm just going to hold it there for a minute. This glue is fairly strong, so it won't take long to do. Okay, now we have our string. We're going to put our string around, and what you're going to do is just fold it in half. Okay. We're going to put the string on the back side of this. So I use my tape runner. If you don't have tape runner, you can just use some glue. Just put a little bit of glue there. Put your string in the middle of the string, okay? And you're going to flip it over, and we're just going to tie a knot about, not halfway, but just a bit lower than halfway. So 2 knots, and then you're just going to separate your string at the top and the bottom. And then you can cut off the excess string. If you want, you can put more tassels on there, but it's not necessary. Okay, so now you have your card base. Take away your piece of paper that you have down, because you don't want any particles to get onto your base card. Okay, so now we're going to glue this to the middle of the card. It doesn't have anything on the inside this time. Okay, so we're going to glue it to the center. And that's our base. Now we have our stamped image, and what I'm going to do is glue it to the black card base, the black mat that I cut out. Okay, you're going to glue it to that, and then we're going to put some foam squares on it and pop it up. Now your foam squares are big, so you can either cut them in half, and you can cut them in half and put them all over okay, with your scissors. But I just have small ones, so I'm just going to put the small ones around. And I'm just going to place it kind of at the top, because we want to leave enough room for our happy birthday sentiment. Okay, and our gears. So we have 3 gears and the happy birthday sentiment. So I'm just going to cut with my scissors the sentiment. Just leave a little bit of the beige cardstock all the way around. Okay, and then we can just glue it right down and over top of that string there. And that'll just hold the string in place. Okay, so now we have 3 gears. You probably can't see them because my table is black. So we have these 3 gears. Mine's just not punched out. Okay, so I'm gonna put one, you have a little one that has a little hole. So I'm gonna put one in the top left corner. So you just need to put a few dots on those spots there. Okay, flip it over and stick it down. And I'm just gonna slide it underneath the one side of it. And the same with this here. I'm just gonna stick a few dots on this in the center. And I'm gonna stick it right about there, just overlapping on the stamped image. And then this one here, I'm just gonna put a few more dots and have it going down below the middle gear, okay? So there you have your card. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have a great day.